Hey everybody, welcome to Life of Sunny Lea with Kathy Jarvis, and it's been another interesting week. Sunday we did get to go to church and we went out to eat afterwards, and I came home and I set up the aquarium. Now this is the aquarium that I cleaned, and I'll link how I did that in this video, and then I also set it up. And I wanted it to run a few days before the plants came. So I got that running, put the wave maker in, put the sponge filter in, and it's a natural aquarium, so it doesn't need a whole bunch of things like a regular aquarium, like your gravel aquarium. This is with substrate and soil. And then I had a video call with the boys. I was going to give the cats, I was going to worm them, and could not find the medicine. Oh, so I went looking everywhere. I went through all the cabinets, went through all the places it could be, straightened everything up again, and finally found it late night. And because I was worried that I'd left it out here in the Dusty's room, and I thought, oh my gosh, she gets a hold of that. But I found it. The only problem was it was 2 months overdue. So I have to wait until I get to the vet to pick up more worming medicine before I can worm my cats. On Monday, I gave Dusty her heartworm medicine, first one that she's gotten, and more worms again. We had worms all the way up until Saturday, and he, like I say, wanted a fecal sample, but I can't do that as long as she's passing worms. So the next fecal sample will be when she goes back to get her next shot. We'll take one in then. And hopefully we'll be done with the worms. If not, we'll be worming her for the 4th time. And the guys had to go to Indy, so while they were away, I went up and finally got the curtains put up in Chris's old room. I put these curtains up temporarily with the spring rods, and the curtains are blackout curtains, and they were just too heavy for the spring rods. So it's kind of like whoop. And so I put up new rods that are straight and made a world of difference. I was really surprised. And then, let's see what else. We had the oil change in the Jeep on that day. And then on Tuesday, he went to town to mow at the apartments. And before he went, I went out and harvested those. Supposed to have been sweet banana peppers that should not be hot peppers. Not for sure if they're hot banana or if they're Hungarian wax. I just know they're hot. And I have a family member that likes hot peppers, so he got gifted with a bunch of hot peppers. And then when I also started the irrigation system all day that day. On Wednesday my plants arrived, so I planted the aquarium. And I'm going to let that cycle for a little bit before I put any fish in there. I'm trying to decide whether to put fish or do it first, or put shrimp first. So I'm not for sure which one I'm going to do first, but I'll be ordering those in the next couple of weeks, most likely. And on Thursday, we took the other car in, had the oil change in that. And Friday, we didn't do much, just kind of relaxed a little. I did have a little bit of a scare. We've been leaving Dusty in her room to get used to being by herself, because she's not being by herself at all. And came back out here and found a piece of rubber on the floor, and could not figure where it came from. Finally figured out that she had jumped up on the grill and gotten that ignition knob off, and the rubber was the outer part of that knob. Luckily, all the inside of the spring and everything remained attached to the part that sticks out that this knob covers. And she did not eat the plastic, she just chewed it in half. So that was good. But in the meantime, we are watching her closely to make sure she learns off. And the crate training has come along. I had to remove the center partition because there was a gap at the top, and she tried to crawl through that gap and I was afraid she was going to get her head stuck. So I took the divider out, and I took the bed out because she had chewed a hole in it. And lo and behold, with those two things out, she goes in and out and lets me close the door, and she just relaxes in there. And I guess it was just maybe too small for her, although they say you're supposed to have a small crate for them at the beginning. But she's not one to like to be confined. She likes to be able to go where she wants. She's very stubborn on that part. So it's nice to have the crate training coming along nicely. Much better than what we were doing before. She is still spending the night upstairs with us on the floor by the bed. And on Saturday, I harvested green peppers while she was in the crate. I went out and harvested the green peppers and corn and some other tomatoes and a cucumber and zucchinis. The corn was not good. I ended up giving it to the chickens, but I'm not surprised. I planted over 100 seeds, and those seeds, now I planted them twice, and of those seeds, only 2 of them managed to escape the mow that was coming in and from underground and eating the seeds. So for 2 stalks of corn, I was surprised that they even had any corn on them whatsoever. I mean, it was edible. We could have eaten it, but it was just so little on the cob that I just gave it to the chicken. Figured she needed a treat. And that's what we did on Saturday. So it's been a quick week. Got a lot done. Been doing a lot of training with the puppy, trying to get her to stop her nipping. And some days she does really good, and other days she doesn't. And introducing her to new things each day. And that's been working out really well. So hopefully you're having a good week. Like, share, subscribe. And God bless. And dream big and follow that dream. Bye, everybody.